Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to part 2 of my opinions on this season's artists from NBC's The Voice. If you haven't watched last week's video, I'll leave a link in the description below. Same as last week, this video will be my thoughts and opinions on each of the artists who auditioned and made it onto teams during week 2 of the competition. Also, once again, keep in mind that these are my opinions on these artists. These videos are not meant to offend any of the artists, and, repeating myself once more, these are just my opinions. With all that being out of the way, let's get started with this week's video. Kicking off week 2 was 28-year-old Mendeleev from Santa Barbara, California. His rendition of Bob Dylan's Girl from the North Country got all 4 coaches' attention, and it really impressed me. I love his deep tone and how smooth his voice really is. Mendeleev has a lot of potential to be a frontrunner of the competition. However, there are a few guys similar to him to come on this list who he'll have to beat in order to truly stand out in the competition. Next was 30-year-old Jake Hutt from Cookeville, Tennessee. His cover of Luke Combs' When It Rains It Pours was pretty good. It was an okay performance. He got Kelly's attention, and while I'm happy to see her get some country singers to go against Blake, Jake didn't really have anything unique or different in my opinion. I think he has a lot of potential to grow and could end up impressing me, but until then, Jake is one that I don't see staying too long. The next artist was 25-year-old Calvin Lockett from Durham, North Carolina. His amazing performance of Just My Imagination Running Away With Me by The Temptations was so good. I was so impressed by his tone and vibrato and just his overall aesthetic. I can see Calvin making it significantly far in the competition. As far as winning, he's definitely one to look out for in the later rounds. Moving forward, we had 16-year-old Josie Jones from Hamilton, Alabama. Her unique voice went extremely well with Julie Roberts' Men and Mascara. I didn't think much of her at first, but I really loved her stage presence, and I'm a sucker for vibrato, which she had a significant amount of. If the cards are played right, Josie could go very far in the competition, and, if I may say so, could possibly at least be in the semifinals. 18-year-old Mary Beth Byrd from Armorel, Arkansas was up next. Her gorgeous performance of Bonnie Wright's Angel from Montgomery had me floored. She got all 4 coaches to turn for her, Kelly used her block on Blake, and shockingly, Mary Beth chose John. John compared her to Malin Jarman, his previous winner, and I totally agree. Her voice has power, grace, and it's just so pleasing and soothing to listen to. Mary Beth has winner potential 100% for sure, and I really hope she can make it all the way to the finale. Next was 21-year-old Kiara Brown from Las Vegas, Nevada. Her stripped down and unique take on Tom Petty's Free Fallin' was one of the coolest performances to me. She has an earthy voice that also sounds heavenly, and like I mentioned in the previous video, she has that singer-songwriter style that I love. With some work, Kiara could totally be a fan favorite, and I believe that she has the potential to go very far as the competition continues. Moving on, we have 23-year-old Melinda Rodriguez from Miami, Florida. Her angelic tone killed her rendition of Louis Armstrong's What a Wonderful World, and it was one of the best auditions of the night for me. She has a jazz and pop vibe going on, and I feel like she could sing just about anything. Melinda is definitely one of the artists in my top 10, and I hope she goes very far on Team Kelly. Ending night 1 was 28-year-old Callie Wilson from Salem, Iowa. Her haunting performance of Fleetwood Mac's Dreams was truly amazing. She has this indie alternative and even kind of a country sound to her, and I think it is so unique. Callie is one of the artists I think could totally slay the entire competition and possibly even end up winning the entire show. Starting us off for night 2 this week was 28-year-old Enjoy Fountain from Wichita, Kansas. She made a very bold choice in choosing to perform Ariana Grande's 7 Rings, but it paid off since it got her a spot on Team Kelly. Enjoy has so much energy on stage and has so much power in her voice. While I don't see Enjoy winning the competition, her big personality and powerful voice could very well carry her pretty far in the competition, in my opinion. Up next was 19-year-old Jordan Chase from Pensacola, Florida. The combination of his rasp, vibrato, and smooth tone worked extremely well with Drake White's Making Me Look Good Again. I mentioned earlier about some other artists that Mendeleev had to do better than, and he's one of them. Jordan has such a cool voice, and while I'm not a huge country fan, I really enjoyed his performance. With Blake guiding him, I can totally see Jordan making it rather far. I'd even say Jordan has some potential to be at least a finalist. After Jordan was the 21-year-old twin duo of Dane and Stephanie from Bloomfield, New Jersey. Their sibling harmonies worked really well with the Lumineers' Angela. Like many of the coaches, I love sibling harmony, and Dane and Stephanie have it down pat. While they have amazing voices, I really don't see Dane and Stephanie sticking around for too long. But I definitely think they will make their mark on the show if they continue singing like they did in this audition. Next was 20-year-old James Violet from Syracuse, Utah. His smooth cover of Harry Styles' Sweet Creatures was phenomenal. He reminded me of a lot of season 16 artist Jacob Maxwell, who was one of my absolute favorites. So, obviously, I really like James and his cool indie singing. Also, he is the other artist that has to compete with Jordan and Mendeleev, since he is also very similar to them. Nevertheless, James could definitely go very far, and I really hope to see him make it to at least the semifinals. The final artist of this week was 14-year-old Preston C. Howell from Miami, Florida. His crooner style and silk-like cover of the Mamas and the Papas' Dream a Little Dream of Me was so amazing. The fact that he was only 14 and sings as incredibly as he does caught all of the coaches' attention and mine as well. Preston has such a unique voice, and if he doesn't make it to the finale, I'll be extremely shocked because he deserves to go all the way. Well guys, that's it for this week's opinions on The Voice Season 17's blind auditions. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please give it a like, comment your opinions, and consider subscribing. I'll see you next time.